Wake up.
Wake up.
Wake up!
Get up.
You get out of bed this instant.
And turn it on.
Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
The Big Show on Kiss 92.
Good morning, Singapore. Welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for today, because it's a Thursday, is our career strategist from Career Agility International. Please put your hands together for Adrian Choo. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, Glenn, and welcome back to Singapore. You had one amazing week in Australia.
It was amazing.
We did have a great week. You know, Adrian, it is Thursday. If we could have it our way, could this possibly be the last day of the work week?
Almost, no. According to the new guidelines being put out,
Yeah.
it possibly could. That's why today we're going to talk about FWAs. Everyone's talking about FWAs.
What's that stand for?
Flexi Work Arrangements.
But isn't it already flexi?
Very
People working
flexible.
from home, people dressing how they want, people working from the office if they want,
Yeah.
from an island if they want.
All the tourism Australia people working from home.
Yeah.
Hello, Stella. You are watching us from home right now.
Good morning.
She's like, damn it, Glenn.
So it's across different companies, there are different policies. Some people want it, some people don't want it. Some companies are reluctant to put it out. So that's why the guidelines have been issued by TAFEP. TAFEP is the Tripartite Alliance for Fair Employment Practices. Wow, I said it in one.
Well
Well done. You need a prize for that.
all those. And it's a set of guidelines for both the employers and the employees. And I thought it was pretty well thought out. But, once again, lots of questions we've been asked. And I thought today might be a good idea to talk about what these FWAs are.
I look at this whole thing and I go, why would the guidelines needed?
What do you mean?
You put guidelines, and my worry is employees are now going to go, they're the guidelines.
Of course.
Then if you don't-
It's for the employees.
Then if you don't put guidelines?
No, the idea is you should be having the conversations with your bosses. You should be having the conversations with your management to work out your flexible work arrangements. And that's based on your KPIs, that's based on your performance, that's based on those kind of things. Because if you're performing, if you're getting everything done and it's being done correctly, you'll get what you want.
Is this what you're doing for your company?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Would you
Yeah.
do 4-day work weeks?
Very good.
Absolutely. If you hit your KPIs, and it's been proven in Europe, it's been proven in America, a 4-day work week increases productivity. There's never been a study that said it doesn't.
He's so passionate about
I'm passionate
this.
about
I'm happy for the people.
He's not coming to work tomorrow.
Yeah,
you know?
No, I'm
for his employees.
passionate about the 4-day work week
Yeah.
because that gives them Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to completely recharge and start again on Monday.
But then again, for your business, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are work days,
So
right?
does that hurt them? If they're working on a Saturday, they get a day off.
Well done. There you go.
It doesn't hurt them. They're
That's
still on
good.
a 4-day work week.
Doesn't hurt them, but does it hurt you?
No, not
Good
if they
question,
look at
actually.
it the right way.
Until your
and
business
take it,
associates give you a
Who's
call
they?
later.
Who's they?
the employee
The employee, right?
has got to look at it the right way and go, I'm getting so much, I'm going to walk the extra mile.
Adrian.
Because
Oh.
I'm getting so much.
All bosses should be like the Flying Dutchman.
Right, yes. Flying Dutchman for president. Oh, we already have one. Okay.
But the challenge is not everyone thinks like FD, you see.
Yeah.
So a lot of companies...
And you don't know whether it's really true or not. These
No,
things.
I'm
it is.
sure it's true.
I'm
See,
very passionate about it.
The challenge is not everyone thinks like FD because they're not progressive. And one of the things, the reasons for this is because they're trying to move the Singapore workforce into a more progressive model. So flexi work arrangements is useful, and in a nutshell, it just provides the employees with an avenue to approach the company you're working for with requests, and the companies need to have a formalized process of handling the requests, and within X number of days, accept or reject.
I think what Adrian just said, that's the biggest point in this discussion today. You put in a request, not a demand.
FD for president of TAFEP.
I think so.
TAFEP, you need to be in charge of that.
Am I right? You put in a request, it's not a demand.
Exactly, and I have my comments about that, which I'll share later.
Okay, all right.
You agree or disagree with him?
Some people, I agree with him. Some people, if you roll these guidelines out and if you don't communicate it properly,
Yeah.
people think it's an entitlement.
Yes.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
of course. They'll abuse it.
Yeah.
For sure. 100%. Okay, let's continue this conversation on The Big Show TV. Up next, Tate McRae. This is Exodus on Kiss 92.
Oh, I'm sorry that you love me.
Okay, so not TAFEP, FWA, who does it apply to?
Okay, so it applies to individuals, employees who are confirmed. So in other words, if you're not confirmed yet,
Oh, okay.
not you can always request, but the company's not obliged to put it through the process. Definitely does not apply to job seekers or interviewers.
So you
Interviewees.
can go to any company in Singapore and request this?
If you're working with them, yeah.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course
no,
you
of
can.
course,
You're
yeah.
confirmed.
No, I'm
If
saying
you're
a
confirmed.
full timer confirmed.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay, and that's the beauty slash
As of today.
horror of it. So,
I didn't know it started already.
Has it started?
yeah,
The
kind of
guidelines are out there already.
I didn't
They're
know
already
that.
out
So
there.
that's why. So even you guys can go up and say, hey, look, boss, I want to have a 4-day work week.
Well, it doesn't work for us. But
I
they
won't.
can't, yeah.
I won't request that.
No.
5 days is
5 days is
about
great
right.
for us,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's whom it applies to. There are 3 ways of flexi work arrangements. There are 3 areas you can negotiate on. Okay, one is called flexi place, which means that I don't have to be at the office. Maybe I can work 2 days from home.
That's already
Or 3
being
days
done,
from
though.
home. Or in your case, maybe if FD says, no, I don't feel like coming in today. I'll take the show over Zoom.
Broadcast
yeah.
from home, right? Okay.
So that's something you can request a flexi place.
I'll broadcast from Bali next week. How about that?
That's nice.
Of course you
That's
can.
right.
At least room, no.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I
It's
agree.
okay.
I agree. My
Exactly.
room, no. Yeah.
There's blue wall.
With the hats behind.
All my hats and my cupboards and all that.
But Angel brings up a fantastic point. So technically speaking, you can even, because of flexi place, if you stretch the argument a bit further, I can work from Korea or anywhere you
Yeah.
want. You see?
Yeah.
As long as you're in the same time zone.
So the company cannot mandate that you have to do it from the country that you live in. They can't do
They
that.
did
can
not specify.
Okay.
So guidelines being guidelines,
Yeah.
it's
Very loose.
very loose. So and I'm jumping the gun here, but basically there are no specific penalties if the company doesn't comply anyway. So these are guidelines. They are not law or mandatory regulations.
Yeah.
But what rights do the employees have? So the employees can request.
Yeah.
The companies don't have to say yes.
The
That's what you're
companies
saying.
now have to respond yes or no, and we'll come to that in a while.
Oh, okay,
So these
okay.
are the guidelines.
Okay.
So first, you can ask for a flexi place. The second thing, you can ask for flexi time, which means that instead of working 9 to 5,
Oh.
can I come in at 12?
Yeah.
Can I come in at 12 and then I'll work till 9 at night? Or
There's going to be so much abuse on
Yeah,
this.
like the bosses don't have
But-
enough headaches.
Right?
But
Yeah.
but these ideas are not new.
they're not new.
No, I know, but I
They're
mean,
not new.
it would just be simpler to say, okay, we've got a 4-day work week. It's still 9 to 5. You still have to be in the country. Otherwise, people are going to start. There's so many gray areas here.
But there are companies out there right now that say, yes, your working time is 9 to 5. If you're finished with what you're supposed to do for the day at 3, go home.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not
But
new.
still
even after
within
lunch.
that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't shift it to 12 to 9. That's what I'm saying. Don't shift that.
Depends
But
on.
you can. I mean,
Yeah.
it all depends again.
Yeah.
But if you are doing customer service, you can't do to 9
Yeah.
because 5 o'clock
Yeah.
everyone. So there are restrictions involved. But you can ask for flexi place. You can ask for flexi time. You can ask for flexi load. That's the third one.
Load?
Load.
So not too much
Don't
work.
give me so much work. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So technically, you can ask for a 4-day work week with a commensurate drop in salary.
Oh, right, okay.
So in other words, I'm start being paid 5K. For working 5 days a week. Maybe I work 3 days a week. You pay me
1K.
3K.
Oh, I see.
1K. I wouldn't do that.
I like the way you think.
Hey, I'm like that.
He should be in charge of finance.
You ask me for all these things, so I'm like, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
can.
okay, sure.
Well, how
1K.
much you earning? 5K. Okay, fine. You will have all that, but 1K.
And
I'm
so,
the most unfair person. I cannot be the head of
We're
TAFEP.
keeping quiet. Yeah.
HR. No, but so it's once again, but Glenn brings an interesting point up there. It's all negotiable, and so you don't just have to ask. You don't just need to ask for. I want flexi load only. You can negotiate all 3 at once if you want. Okay, we'll do a flexi load, but maybe I'll work for this number of hours and how many days work from home. So there is. You can. I believe you can mix and match. Okay, and it all puts forward. So you can put in a request, but the company has no choice but to process it.
So if I put in a request for all three, and the company has to process it, the company could say yes to one and reject two.
Yes.
Or either way. So the guidelines state the grounds for which the company can say yes or no.
Okay.
Okay. So no, I sound like a lawyer, but I'm not legally trained, by the way. So that's a disclaimer for today. Okay. So the company can say yes, it's fine. It's okay if it's fine. But the company can say no. If the company says no, they have to justify why no. And if the correct reason or acceptable reason would be the nature of your job cannot. I mean, you want to work. You have to be here 5 mornings a week. You want to work 3 mornings a week. What's going to happen?
Exactly.
Right. So, the practicality-wise, can say no.
What if I say this person is asking too many questions? I don't like him anymore.
Fire,
So-
sack him.
Yeah. Okay, wait, we're going back on it.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the AYE heading towards the MCE, right after the Tuas West Road, a vehicle has broken down. And on Mountbatten Road towards the city after Stadium Boulevard, look out for an accident vehicle wherever you are this Thursday. Stay safe.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for today is the founder, the CEO of Career Agility International. He is Adrian Choo. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning, and today we're talking about FWA. 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 Okay, for Flexible Work Arrangements. So as we were saying off air just now, there are three areas you can negotiate with your bosses, your company now. One is via Flexi Place, which means that I may not have to work in the office 5 days a week, or 3 days a week, or even at all. Okay, you can work from wherever you are, and like Angel said, how about working from Bali? So
Right.
that's a possibility as well. Everything's up for negotiation.
Is this because of COVID-19? I mean, is this where it all started,
I
right?
suspect it all started there.
Because, I mean, everybody was working from home, obviously. Then slowly people started to come back. And then a lot of people stayed at home, continuing to work. Offices physically downsized because they didn't need so many desks. So a lot of people, I feel, even here at SPH, still a lot of people are doing this
But
hybrid
one thing is-
home and office stuff.
You're right, no. It's quite recent, but if you dig deeper, one thing is it's actually been practiced a long time ago. Procter & Gamble, P&G, they used to have this back in 2000. Except
Yeah.
they didn't call it whatever, they call it hot desking. Remember in the old days?
Yeah, it's hot desking, which
you know?
is still,
Same
so,
thing.
So it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So but right now it's formalized. So you can have a flexi place. You can ask for a flexi time, which means that let's negotiate the number of hours I need to be in the office. Maybe if I finish work by 12,
Yeah.
Then I can
I
go.
have to go back home and I work the rest of the day from home. Or then it's flexi load, which means instead of working 5 days a week, I work 3 days a week. Or 2 days a week with a commensurate drop in salary, unless you're working for Glenn. You know what I mean?
That would be even worse.
Yes.
I'm looking at the website tal.sg/TAFEP. You can have a look at all the guidelines here. These guidelines actually come into effect 1st December this year.
Yeah.
So not yet.
Yeah.
So if you have any
But-
problems at work and all that, usually people will go to TAFEP.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you see, with these guidelines, many bosses see it as a dark cloud, but every dark cloud has a silver lining.
Wow, FD, today
So
you're
poetic.
so very positive.
You know what? No, you know why? These guidelines are now giving both employer and employee, especially employee, the opening to step forward and start
Communicate.
communicating.
Yeah.
You know, you have a platform, you have a guideline to use.
Unless
in
you're a
start-
bad communicator.
Yeah, and a lot of people are.
But this helps you now. You know, if you're a bad
Yeah.
communicator.
Now they need to
it
hold a
helps.
course on communicating.
Yeah.
And then everybody can communicate.
But I see it as a really good thing.
And I think
Yeah.
that is correct as well, because now there are frameworks, which
Yeah.
means that now you can know what you're going to ask for. You can either ask for flexi time, flexi load, or flexi place. So, or as I said earlier, a mix and match.
But something's got to give. You can't expect your salary to remain the same, right?
It could be.
It could be? Okay.
could.
Okay.
It could be. Once again, everything's up for negotiation. And the framework has two benefits to it. Number one, it formalizes a process, which means that now the company has to respond. And if the company responds with, so if the company responds with a yes, then that's okay. If the company responds with a no, then there are two outcomes. So one is the reason fair
Yeah.
or unfair? So a fair rejection would be, your job nature just doesn't. If you're a receptionist and you want to work from home, that's not possible.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we
you
just
cannot.
transfer the lines to our house.
Yeah, no. If you're in F&B, you can't work from home.
Yeah.
Or if you're a surgeon, right, you can't
You
work
can't
from
work
home.
from home. You know.
But what I wanted to ask is, the guidelines only come into effect 1st of December this year. Is it okay to start negotiating now, or should you wait till then?
I think you can.
You can, okay.
I think you
All right.
I mean, the guidelines are out there. What the hell, right?
Actually, things are so much better compared to like maybe 20 years ago, right? Where employers could do anything they wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But now with TAFEP and all that, tripartite for fair employment practices, employers cannot run away. You can complain about them, you can sue them, you can do anything these days.
Your foot is making noise.
Oh,
Yeah.
am I?
Yeah.
Did you hear anything? Guys, did y'all hear anything or not? Did y'all hear? No.
Yeah, yes.
Nobody heard.
Shalini heard as well.
Shalini heard it.
Okay.
Did you hear?
There you go.
Okay.
It's like someone knocking on the floor.
I tend to tap my feet sometimes because there's music always playing in my head.
Okay.
Okay, we'll go on the Big Show TV and continue this conversation, okay? It is 8:14.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by Putian.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting comment from Johnny, who said, my employer asked, what's the point then of renting an office?
That's a good point.
No, it's true because a lot of people are giving up offices.
And again, I say this is not a new idea. I know
Hot
someone who ran
desking,
a PR company
From home.
for 10 years
Yep.
Yeah.
with like 11 people in the company, and they never had an
Yeah,
office.
then don't rent an office. Or
because
who's
it
asking you
saves
to
you a
rent an
lot
office?
on rent. You can
It
go to
saves you a lot.
WeWork, you can go to all these co-working spaces, and there's so many cafes as well now provide free Wi-Fi for those that work a certain amount of time. There are
Yeah.
places that you pay, say, $30. You're allowed to sit there for 3 hours. You get free flow of drinks. You
Yeah.
get a meal.
Yeah.
So a lot of F&B is catering to that as well.
I know.
Brothels.
Yeah.
Huh?
That one comes with extra. $30 doesn't cut it.
No, it doesn't
I
cut it.
I know a business owner who basically he had a group of 10 people under him, and he said, look, instead of paying $6,000
For rental.
I'd rather just distribute the remaining $6,000, $600 each to everybody,
Yeah.
and you go use it for your home, electricity, aircon, whatever it is,
Yeah.
or food, and it makes a lot more. I mean, everyone's happier.
Here's a serious question from Kamlesh on our Facebook page. Will this affect the employment prospects of employees who require flexible arrangements versus an employee who's willing to come in every day?
Very good question, Kamlesh. And if you ask me, the answer is yes.
See?
The answer is yes. Okay,
Yeah.
the politically incorrect answer is yes.
I mean, just example, right? I want to come to work every day. FD only wants to come to work twice a week.
They'll take
Who
it.
is the boss going to love more?
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
me.
And who's gonna be privy to all the gossip going on, all the good news, all the
Me.
yeah, you right?
Who's privy to the promotion?
Oh yeah,
Me.
exactly.
Yeah, because out of sight, out of mind, right? But also, I mean, you got to consider how big the office is, the physical space. If there's not much physical space, then they're okay with
I'll
the
also-
FD not wanting to come in.
I will also go out and buy food for my boss.
Oh, wow.
Every day.
Yes.
I'll drive
Wow.
out, buy food.
Butt kisser.
If he wants me
Yeah.
to drive him anywhere, I will drive him anywhere.
Boss, are you listening?
You bring an apple in and put it on his desk every day also?
Fruit basket.
Oh,
every
fruit
day.
basket. Wow.
Listen,
That's
boss,
one up,
you
man.
can hold him to this.
Brand's essence of chicken.
That's nonsense. Fruit basket every day. No, that
some-
fruit basket will be able to last at least 3 days.
Okay.
Every 3 days, a fresh fruit basket.
Wow.
So yeah, I think it does affect, and therefore, should you do it? Should you not do it? That's another question. I actually think that the big question: should you do it? Okay, so for me, I think if you have a sudden change in situation at home, like if your relatives unwell or there's some change, then maybe you want to request. If you have like the mom or dad that's not feeling too good, and for these 3 weeks you want to look after, then we can make it a short-term thing. I think that's okay, and I think you should ask for it.
And that's with reason. So
That's
it's
with
okay.
reason.
There's
Yeah,
a reason
yeah.
for you to do it.
I feel
to work
for
from home.
us it's very different because we all have our own businesses. So it's very easy for us to talk, okay, you can stay home a couple of hours, come into the office if there is an office, couple of hours,
Yeah.
Zoom meetings, whatever it is. But more for the MNCs, the government offices, how are they going to handle it? You think
Yeah.
they're going to... For us, it's very easy to make those decisions. But
Yeah.
I think your phone is FD's phone. Somebody's phone is on
It
ringer.
might be my...
I didn't hear that at all. So
Quite a
I
few
did.
times. It
I
happened quite a
did.
few times, yeah.
sometimes you just ignore
No, okay.
these sounds.
It's okay. We're on the Facebook TV, Big Show TV. We're allowed to.
Mine's off.
Anyway.
So whose phone was it? Who?
I think it's mine. I think it's mine. Sorry,
I
guilty
like
as
the
charged.
sound anyway.
Mea culpa. So,
So,
Like R2D2.
Is it more difficult for government offices, multinational companies, big conglomerates?
I think if they put in the right frameworks, it's okay. The bigger problem comes in when, and I know FD is going to agree with me on this, when if you have a superstar performer, okay, exceeds all the targets, he comes in and says, boss, I want to work 3 days a week. I want to work in the office 3 days a week, and I work from home 2 days a week. But you are happy to say yes because
He's
you know
so
he's
good.
going to
Top
deliver.
performer, he's going to do it.
But then you have 5 other staff who are just average, and then one is not so average. Okay, coming in and say, boss, I also want because you let Francis do it. And then you're like, no, why? How come favoritism? And then people are gonna you got to manage different people who.
Yeah,
Who
the-
perform
yeah.
differently.
Or
But
because I trust Francis more than I trust you, Mike. You know, it's like.
But your superstar performer, you cannot, you have to have that superstar performer around.
But I see that,
on most days.
so for something like this, for Francis, the superstar performer, and he wants to work 3 days from office and 2 days from home, can you put in framework like if your numbers fall, it goes back to
You
normal? You
probably
can,
have
right?
to,
And
yeah.
then to the other people who say we want what Francis has,
You hit
meet
the
those numbers
sales targets,
first, and then we'll talk again.
Which
Yeah.
is
So you
which
can
is,
do that, right?
Which is what anybody with 2 cents of brain should do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the people may not feel that way. See,
The ones left
the ones
behind.
that say, no, yeah, but I'm hitting my targets, but maybe you're thinking, yeah, you're hitting targets, but it's not enough. You know, I raise your targets, and then so that sometimes there are human implications, emotions at play. So that could be tricky. But if, like what FD says, if you put in very clear frameworks, so it has to be very clear
Very
on almost
clear, yeah.
everything. Who qualifies? What can you qualify for? But there are just so many scenarios.
You know,
So-
the ultimate
why-
superstar would be someone who doesn't ask for too
much.
many
actually,
yeah.
concessions.
You're
But-
right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
And straight away, that's someone with a great attitude
Yeah.
and someone
Yeah.
Who just wants to continue working
Exactly.
that day.
But
Exactly.
we're all looking at it as someone within the same department, right? You're all the salespeople, and one person works 3 days from home, 2 days in the office. What do you do when you have a superstar admin person and a superstar salesperson? It's different, you know. An admin person is not physically bringing in the
Money,
dollars and
yeah.
cents.
Yes.
The salesperson
But
is.
they're keeping everything in check.
So you have to run it on meeting KPIs.
So how does the what do you call that admin person know that he or she is a superstar? Who told her or him that
It's work
They're a
ethic.
superstar.
It's work ethic. Admin people have
so
productivity.
you must be careful what you say to your employees. If once you call her, I'm assuming it's a her because admin, right?
Yeah.
Very few guys. Once you say, so and so, you're a superstar, then that's it. You're digging your own grave.
You've got to be very careful. Glenn's absolutely right.
So
You
is
must
it
keep on going. No, you're not good enough. You can. There's a lot of room for improvement. You're very good, but one day you'll get there.
So would you advise employers and employees to start getting their frameworks written out
Yeah.
now, because by November, October,
yeah.
or even September, people are going to start approaching them. And even for employees, they should put in their heads or down on paper what they want as well.
Yes, and whether it's
And the
reasonable,
reason, yeah.
the reasons for it, and whether it's reasonable as well, because sometimes it's just not realistic.
Yeah.
But one thing that's really interesting is if I was the boss and I can have, if I'm open-minded and I'm flexible over such things, it'll be a great way to attract talent to my company. It's like, okay, it's a 5-day week, but you can work 3 days from home. There's flexi time and everything. So people rather work for me rather than work for my competitor. So it is a possibility of how employers can brand themselves separately from the rest.
And can tease people to come join them.
Yeah, once again, it's down to good management skills.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
Two sides of the coin for everything. Malati's come onto Facebook and said, with this flexi work arrangements, doesn't it give the opportunity for the employers, because we're saying you can work from anywhere, to outsource jobs overseas?
Yep.
How do we guarantee a balance?
And I like what Malati just said, because that's very real.
A lot of outsourcing, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of outsourcing. And honestly, if if I was a MNC or a large size company, and all my Singaporean staff are coming up to me and demanding this, demanding that, not requesting, FD. I'm thinking so much trouble. I might as well just set up my office in my plant in JB.
Yeah.
Yeah, and get 3 employees for the cost of one.
Yeah, and probably they complain less.
Yeah.
Yeah, and interestingly, half the staff I can probably retain because half my staff are from JB anyway.
Yeah.
They're riding their bikes over.
If you're going to need a face-to-face, it's so close by.
Yeah, I can, yes.
Or you can even do it virtually.
So I always, Yen and I always have this argument against working from home too much. Because the truth is, if you can work from home 5 days a week, okay, if I say I don't want to come into office, I want to work from home 5 days a week, remote work.
Yeah.
Why do I need to hire you? I can hire someone in Bangladesh.
Somewhere else, yeah.
I can hire someone in Manila. I can hire someone anywhere else at a quarter of your price.
For 4 hours a day, that's all I need. And then,
Yeah.
There are lots of people doing it, though.
But there's not a lot of people are asking and demanding for 5 days work from home.
Yeah. So how do Singaporeans, because we're talking Singaporeans versus foreigners, hold their jobs and make sure that employers still want them? How do they become not so demanding and reasonable, be more reasonable to be still employable here? Are we coming up for traffic? I'll ask you again that.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Okay, taking a look at what's happening on the roads. On Simei Avenue towards Simei Street 3, after the PIE, you're advised to avoid the right lane because an accident has been spotted. Also on the AYE towards Tuas, before Lower Delta Road's exit, a vehicle's having some trouble there. And finally, in the city on Church Street towards Cecil Street, after Telok Ayer Street, avoid the right lane. Yet another accident. Also on Yio Chu Kang Road, near Begonia Road and Yio Chu Kang Road's junction, an accident has been reported there as well. Looks like quite a bit going on. If you see anything else, our number is 88550920.
Good morning and welcome back to this glorious Thursday where Everton beat Liverpool by 2 goals.
Be quiet, be quiet.
Our guest for this morning is Adrian Choo from Korea Agility International. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning. And you had a question for me, Angel?
I did. We're talking about flexible work arrangements, right? And we're talking about Singaporeans versus foreigners. And I'm not trying to sound xenophobic at all, but how do Singaporeans make sure that they're still employable by not being so demanding, yet at the same time getting what they want?
Yeah, and this FWA, if taken to the extreme, could annoy employers so much that they decide, okay, I'd rather move my operation somewhere else, right? But I think, if we have that discussion, that very sensitive discussion over local versus foreign talents, and I always believe that like what our former PM Lee Kuan Yew said. He said, nobody owes us anything. Nobody owes us lunch. Nobody owes us any favors. We got to work. We got to fight. As Singaporeans, we need to know what our advantage is. Wherever you are, whatever job you're in, what's the advantage? It could be a home ground advantage. It could be a better knowledge of the market, whatever it is.
What is the advantage for you being employed by the employer?
Yeah. What do I, as a Singaporean, bring to the table that a non-Singaporean can't? It could be an understanding of the local markets. It could be, whatever it is, you got to figure that out and lean into it. Ultimately, it's for the employer. It's going to be a cost-benefit analysis. How much do you cost, but how much benefits can you bring? If you can bring a lot of benefits that the other guy can't bring in, then I'll take you in. But the moment your benefits drop and you become too expensive for the amount of value you can create. Then I'm going to think, might as well hire someone else or bring the business somewhere else.
So you got to be worth your salary.
It's your competencies.
More than your salary. Yeah, exactly. And how do you improve your competencies? More experience, more practice.
Skills upgrading.
Skills upgrading, my favorite topic. Yeah, you see?
Yeah. So that's why this whole FWA, right? I think it was first proposed by employees, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Because of everything happening in Europe and all that.
So we all have to be very careful what we ask for.
Yes.
Because this will lead to a lot of other issues,
Yeah.
On the topic of what Angel said about skills upgrading, I heard a fantastic story being told by Simon Sinek. He said that there are these two lumberjacks Okay, every morning, every day they will chop 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. They will chop wood, same amount of wood. But lumberjack number 2, he would go back at lunchtime, an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Take a nap.
You come back and then chop again, and they both have the same output. Okay,
Right.
And the first lumberjack say, "How is it you work 2 hours less than me, but you chop the same amount of wood?" And the second lumberjack says, "Because I go back to the shed and I sharpen my axe."
Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
well done.
Okay.
Wow, right? Wow.
Yeah.
I sharpen my axe and I come back. So that's why skills upgrading and training helps you to give you that edge, no pun intended, but gives you the edge to be as effective as the next guy who hasn't.
If not more.
Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
floored when I heard the story. I was like, oh, wow. You know,
Simon
that's
Sinek is
amazing.
great. Yeah.
Love that story.
Yeah.
Bernard's asking from an employer point of view, can we take FWA and use it as a job retention tool?
I believe so. No, it'd be amazing if you could. And I think, to be fair, as an employer and as an employee yourself, okay, do you really need to be in the office 9 to 5 days a week? I don't think so. And sometimes if you force the person to be there, he's on Facebook half the time anyway.
Yeah. We need all the computers to be facing outwards. Why do you think they all face the wall?
It's getting a bit blonder.
hair?
I'm looking at myself in the.
We're actually talking
the Big
about
Show
something
TV.
and you're looking at yourself in TV.
I know, because
Right.
we have to go on the
Vain,
Big Show TV
Right,
already right
okay.
now. Anyway, up next we've got Dua Lipa. I was watching Argyle yesterday.
how is it?
Oh my god,
Is it
she
good?
looks amazing.
Yes, she does, though. I'm going to watch it this
But when
weekend.
she died, I switched off.
Oh, thanks for telling us that she died.
yes,
Thanks,
hello.
Glenn.
Oh my god, so sorry
Wow,
about
Glenn,
that.
thank you.
Here's my Dua Lipa
Oh
with
my
Illusion on Kiss 92.
You know,
Now
what-
I don't want to watch it
I thought you
anymore.
guys watched it
Glenn,
already.
I just
Oh.
said I'm going to watch it this
yeah, we were
weekend.
just
Spoiler
talking about it
alert.
yesterday. Wong Alun has come on and he says, my hybrid work arrangement makes me feel the opposite sometimes.
Opposite of what's...
When I work in the office, I want to work from home.
Ah.
But when I'm at home, sometimes I wish I was in the
Oh
office.
my god. I can't
Never
believe
happy.
Alun
yeah?
is saying something.
But I think there are a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
They don't realize what it takes to work from home.
And it's not just work, it's everything in life sometimes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got it already, then you're like, no, maybe not.
It's so typically Singaporean. It's so hot. They're like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. Then it rains. It's like, oh yeah, it's
so
raining.
bad.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's too cold. You know what I mean? It's we're never happy.
Yeah,
It's like you get married already, after that you go like, actually I shouldn't. What is this I've gotten myself into?
Oh my goodness.
But,
So,
but that's true. So there was this joke I heard. This guy, he was telling his boss, "I want to have a hybrid work arrangement. You know, work from office, work from home." And the boss tells him, "Yeah, you already have it. You know, 5 days you're working from the office.
2 days you're at home."
Saturday and Sunday you're working from home. Anyway, I'm giving you work. So,
Oh my goodness.
so it's all relative, I guess.
But I think people should look at it as maybe change the mindset. You know, I think working from the office has a lot of pros. Working from home has a lot of pros as well. But you got to be grateful also that you've got a job.
Yeah.
You know, and don't look at it like I have to go to work. You know, it's more like I get to go to work. I get to do this.
I like that.
You know, and it's like what Glenn said earlier. Be careful what you wish for, because if you start demanding for too much, and you're saying as well, people are just going to say, I'm just going to get someone remote in Bangladesh or in Vietnam that can do exactly the same thing, who is at my beck and call, and will do probably even more, because I can demand. Get this done, this done, and they'll work faster.
At a quarter the price.
At a quarter of the price. So you can get 4 people working for you doing that one job.
Yeah, like an old-fashioned wife.
So be...
Huh?
You know, I'm saying
know.
the old-fashioned wife can get her to do this, do that, cook for me, come bring my shoes.
the old-fashioned wife, I like
Yeah,
that.
no, because you were talking about.
Yes, I
you
know what
Yeah.
you were talking about, yes.
So once again, the one question that comes up is, should I ask my boss for it? And I think, as I said, if you are having a different situation at home, something happened and you need to have the time off.
If there's a
that's
reason
okay.
for
There's
you to
reason
stay
it, it's okay.
home, yeah.
But if you're a non-performer already and suddenly you're asking, I see the scorn on FD's face.
So if you've got-
FD has many stories over the years. Yeah. Where, these non-performers think they're superstars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all do.
So if you have like a sick parent, sick
yeah.
spouse, pet,
Yeah.
newborn,
Yeah.
renovation, something going that
yeah.
needs you at home, then it's fair to
I think
ask.
it's fair. I think you should ask.
Yeah.
And I don't think.
Despite whether or not this FWA is there.
Yeah, and I don't think that's why I like this FWA guidelines. Now there is a formalized process by which you can ask your employer, and your employer has to respond.
Either
And-
whether it's yes or no.
And one reason, unacceptable reason, which TAFEP will step in and knock your employer on the head is if the response is, oh well, because I just don't like it. If the boss says, or because I'm just not used to it, or I want to see you in your seat.
But sometimes
Right.
people make up stories about their employers. Then how?
Yeah.
Or their home, or their home
Will TAFEP
situation.
actually investigate?
So the employer has to respond in writing.
Okay.
And if the response is like, oh, if you just don't do that here, it's not acceptable.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. So it's not our company culture.
Or
It's not
policy.
acceptable.
No, it's not acceptable. Oh, that's one of the guidelines. That's why the guidelines. But once again, there's no teeth.
So what's the bare basic reason that an employer can give if you can't say it's just not part of our company culture?
Well, the
Bare
correct,
basic.
if number one, if by doing so, you have to be on site to do this work.
Okay.
Okay, that's
All
one.
right. Okay.
Number two, if you do this and then I need to hire someone else to back you up,
Okay.
then that's also
That's
fair.
also a reason, okay.
So I think there are no hard and fast list of rules you can put up, but I think if it's reasonable, it involves extra cost, just simply not feasible. And if it's
If it's extra
defensible-
cost as well.
extra
Okay.
cost, yeah. You want to work 2 days a week, 3 days a week, you know.
Can
And
the
then-
employee say you're not covering my transport, so I don't want to come in and spend that money? I mean, I'm just saying,
You could ask,
right?
No.
Because it's extra cost to the employee to get to work.
Yeah, but when you signed the offer with me,
It was part of it
it was part of
already.
the deal already. see.
You know,
That's-
we all know about TAFEP and what it does. But we don't know what it does, is what I'm trying to say. So someone makes a request, and the management wants to reject it. Can they check with TAFEP first? Do you know?
whom is in the management or
The management,
Yeah,
can they
sure,
check
they
with
can,
TAFEP and say, this is my excuse, is it valid?
so you can either approach TAFEP or in the document itself there's a list of companies and contacts you can reach out to.
Oh, right.
Ah,
okay.
So
okay.
HR can reach out to them and say, look, can this be done? Is this legit?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and-
There's a template actually for FWA request form.
Oh,
Then
okay,
there's
okay.
a template for the employer response form.
Okay.
It's all on this website, tal.sg. There are frequently asked questions. There's the MOM press release. Everything is here. Your guidelines, everything.
What's the site again?
tal.sg/TAFEP. You'll find everything there.
TAFEP should also have a hotline, actually.
Ayo, the TAFEP guys going to come after us now. No, everyone's going to be calling
what's
us.
your-
because
No, but
they-
I don't
they-
think they do.
No.
Contact
They
us.
do have a contact us, and you can approach TAFEP.
Oh no, they have a phone.
Yeah,
phone
That's
Yes,
good because I mean, for
yeah.
people who just want quick clarification
Yes.
or whatever,
Yeah,
can
absolutely.
actually give them a.
I think they should,
a
yeah.
call.
Absolutely.
You can
Yeah.
knock on their door. The Devonaya Institute for Employment and Employability in Jurong East as well. They have an office. So
And all this
everything
information's
here.
on that website
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gave us.
What? I haven't heard that
Everything's-
name in ages.
Devonaya, right?
What?
Devonaya
Is it-
Institute for Employment and Employability.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
it's TAFEP. So yeah, all their information is there. There's a hotline. There's an email. They tell you when they'll respond and 7 days.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if not, call them.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's talk to someone from TAFEP one of these
I would
days.
love to talk to
Yeah.
someone.
I can think I may have had someone from TAFEP on the show years ago. Maybe it's high time we speak to them again.
We
I
should.
think so, especially
Yeah.
with this
because of the
coming
good
up.
work that they
I
do.
know, I know folks in there. I can pull them over.
Oh, yeah?
You know?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Could
yeah.
you let them know we're
On,
looking?
bro.
We're
Why
looking
don't
for
you-
them.
Oh,
Bring
you
them,
should
bring them
get-
in.
you should get
one of
Patrick-
these Thursdays.
Patrick.
Oh, I see.
Patrick will be better still.
Wait, Patrick is from there.
No, Patrick's in the union.
Okay.
So he's also very pro.
Traffic coming.
Okay, good.
Okay.
We'll get Patrick to come
Who's
in then.
Patrick? I don't know
Patrick's a
Patrick.
good guy. I mean, he's usually on Money FM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he comes in quite often.
Okay, let's
Good
get
guy,
Patrick.
Good guy. I like him a lot.
Someone's asking you to put the website up on our Facebook.
And also, Cheyenne is asking you. Okay, shh.
Don't even have a broken heart.
Kiss 92 traffic.
It's just heavy traffic all over the place, but there is one area to look out for on Simei Avenue towards Simei Street 3. After the PIE, avoid the rightmost lane. An accident has been reported. As you go through your day, please be safe.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Adrian Choo. Good morning, Adrian. Adrian's from Career Agility International.
Yeah, and we have put the website up for FWA, which is Flexible Working Arrangements.
Yes.
It's up on our Facebook page, Kiss92 FM. You can have a look. It's got the response form for the employers, the request form for the employees, and everything. All the guidelines are there.
Actually, I can't believe that people are actually asking for a 4-day work week. I think five days is just right. It's like, do away with the 6 days. I think some people...
There's no more. It's 5.5. Yeah.
People still do 5.5, right?
Yeah.
Not many.
No,
But
not
it
many.
still exists,
There are
right?
some.
Very, very
just-
minimal.
Just get rid, like by law, of that half day.
You know
and just
what?
make it, a 5-day work week.
I think it's unfair for us to comment on this because our work schedule
very
is
different.
very different from 9 to 5. If we were working 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, we might also be, okay, why not a 4.5 day work week or a 4-day work week? But our working schedule is so much lighter than what other people go through. So it's tough for us to
But
comment.
you can't go wrong with the number 5.
Yeah, but you see, you get to play golf after you finish. I
Yeah.
get to go for a spa, do my facial. There are people that
Actually,
try and
I
fit
don't.
this
I don't
in.
agree with you.
You don't?
No.
What do you mean?
No, when you said that your work day is lighter than others, I look at you. You wake up at 4 in the morning and you struggle your way out.
It is true. It is true, but it's very
actually
different.
you actually earn your afternoons off, by
Yeah.
by dragging yourself out of bed at 4 in the morning.
So
right?
you look
Our
at
and then
job-
we wake
look
we
at it.
sleep earlier as well.
Yeah.
Look at her
correct.
face and then look at FD and myself.
No, but I
Because
think
why she sleeps very early as well.
I get my
She
baby
takes
sleep.
care of herself.
Yeah.
no, but I
Okay,
also
we take
Unlike
care
you
of
guys, right?
I think Angel's got a point because also the fact that we do the show, no two shows are actually 100% the same.
No.
So our jobs are not as boring
Yeah,
and we
that's-
love
that's
what we
true.
do.
That's
and
true, that's true.
mundane and monotonous as many 9 to 5s.
But I agree with Adrian as well. We do wake up at 4 o'clock. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
we do finish at 10, but we do still have other stuff that goes on. Okay,
Yeah.
not necessarily golf and all that. Events,
Yeah.
clients to meet
Yeah.
and stuff, and
Oh, yeah.
meetings to have and all that. But we
I'm doing-
enjoy our work.
I'm imitating FD.
Falling asleep.
No, that's me
At
at
meetings,
a,
at
that's me
meetings.
at a meeting.
Yeah. At meetings, he'll be like
He
this.
was falling asleep yesterday during our meeting.
Saying
Yesterday. My eyes will just close.
And everyone at the meeting will be taking videos of FD.
Yeah, I'm probably the most videoed person here.
Falling asleep.
No,
Falling
if
asleep, yeah.
I were to wake up if I had to wake up at 4 every morning, I would. I'll be the grumpiest person.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't think so.
You're the kind of person who can adapt, and
Yeah.
you're just happy, to be a part of things.
And I keep saying anybody can do it if they get enough sleep. That's all it is.
And I must qualify that. If I had to wake up at 4 in the morning to work with you guys, I would.
There you go.
Yeah, you go.
I would.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Nah, probably not.
So sweet. Okay, let's continue to talk to Adrian on The Big Show TV. Up next, the Jonas Brothers with Only Human on Kiss 92.
So where do I send in my CV to?
Direct to FD. He's the boss.
John Fernandez.
The Big
has come-
Show's getting bigger.
John Fernandez has come onto our Facebook page and said, with this, we don't need to employ foreign workers as they can work from their home country. You're still employing a foreign worker. He's just
don't
not
understand what it
working locally.
True.
He's a foreign worker. He's just not working
It's
locally.
literally a foreign worker.
But
Yeah.
you see, when we say foreign workers in Singapore, you're saying foreign workers living in your country. That's what John is saying.
Yeah, but people don't like foreign workers because they take our jobs.
Who doesn't like foreign workers?
You hear it all the
a
time.
lot of people. If you go on
Yeah.
social
They're very
media,
zen-
you just
Yeah.
a lot of unhappy people
Because
who
they
are-
they take the job.
Xenophobia is
Xenophobia.
massive.
But I
in
think the
Singapore.
government has already done something. Remember, there was
Yes,
a
of
time
course.
where everyone was complaining, and after that, the government did something.
Yeah.
Now
It's
the
much
foreigners
better.
are still taking local jobs.
There are still quite a lot.
There's
yes.
still some. There are still
And then
some.
there was a recent article about how are people employing so many foreigners when there's a massive quota for
Yeah.
locals versus foreigners. What is it, 9-10 to 1?
But
Yeah.
but this
9 to
depends
1.
on the industry, right? I mean, if you're talking about F&B industry,
No,
and,
it's still
and
the
foreigners
phobia.
No.
The ratio is
The
still
ratios
quite high.
are still the same.
Singaporeans should be very careful what they ask for.
Yeah.
You know, the day the government says, "Oh yeah, okay, we'll employ less foreigners and all that," and then you see who's going to be, as in restaurant,
Yeah.
F&B,
I
and all
agree.
will suffer.
I agree. And if you
Yeah.
want to have all Singaporeans, then you must be willing to pay the $12 bowl of char kway teow
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
food court.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you want to have all, you
Correct.
can't eat your cake and have it, or have
Yeah.
your
Have
cake
your
and eat
cake,
it. Yeah.
have your cake.
Yeah, and there's so many jobs that Singaporeans will not do, right? That requires, foreigners.
Yeah, so that's why.
Jobs that require foreigners. I beg your pardon. My English teacher will give me a call. No,
Slap
who's
you.
my English teacher?
Your aunt.
My godma.
Your God.
So once again, and I think the government has done a good job in making tighter regulations for hiring foreign workers because the minimum salary has gone up. Okay, to get S pass and E pass, which is fine. But ultimately, if you do the government does raise the bar too high, and I can't get a quota of the workers that I need, I'm either going to shut down my company, or I move it somewhere else. Or I just hire, like right now, a lot of companies are needing AI programmers. There's just not enough AI programmers in
In
Singapore.
Singapore, yeah.
So, and if I can't bring in my guys from wherever it is, you're going to slap a quota on me. Then either I have to move out, or I give everyone 100% work from home, remote access, and then I don't hire any Singaporeans at all.
Yeah. But you can't. Yeah.
But they can, because you don't even need to. Because if I'm hiring someone from wherever, I'm paying him local salary. He doesn't even need an EP to come into Singapore.
Oh, right.
To
The
work,
ones
right?
that are not coming in, right?
Yeah, so they don't have to come in at all.
Yeah.
And he's working from there. And once a month, I fly him in,
Yeah.
and we have a group meeting 5 days.
And you don't even need to fly the employees in. I mean, it's proven that we can do everything over a lot of things over
right?
Zoom,
Yeah.
not everything.
So,
yeah.
so it's all very relative. And I think if you push the envelope too far, the whole situation is just going to snap the other way.
Meaning employees.
Employees. Yeah. So I think everything is balanced, and Singaporeans, we are a very picky, demanding lot,
Privileged lot.
privileged lot, and I that's why I love being Singaporeans, because I'm one of them. I'm very picky. I'm very privileged.
Yeah.
But be careful what you wish for. Really
But
be
be
careful
careful
what you
what
wish
you
for.
wish
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It will get pushed.
Winston Long has come onto our Facebook and said Singaporeans need to stop whining.
Yep.
Bring value or be replaced.
Yes.
It's an open market. Protectionism will only hold the country back.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, totally agree with
Absolutely.
Winston. Yeah.
Absolutely true. So interesting.
And that's why I think we do complain a lot, but I find that charming. But when it comes to the workplace, you don't want to complain too much, because unless you're really indispensable, which very few people are.
Yeah, nobody
Right?
is.
Nobody
I feel.
is,
No
yeah.
one.
So
So,
nobody is.
what should employees start thinking about flexible work arrangements, or should they just shut up and continue doing what they're doing?
I think if there's guidelines, and if you read the room, if the company is open to it, I think one of the most important things is have that discussion with your boss first. Don't just submit it to HR.
Test the temperature.
Yeah, just you're right. Get just test temperature, get a pulse. Find out whether or not he's okay with it. If you have an adult discussion with him, say how do we work on this? Maybe this piece, whatever it is. Then I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But if you just slap in a totally extreme, I want to work 3 days from home. Then you're putting yourself and your boss and your HR in a tough spot.
Yeah.
I think what Yen and I always believe is you go in prepared with a business case.
I think a lot of people are looking at it like extra time off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're like,
it
I
feels
want to
that
get
way,
like
yeah.
4
4
day
days,
work week.
yeah.
I'm going to get a long weekend every weekend. I can go for a holiday. Everything will be a lot easier. I think that's the knee jerk reaction that everyone's going to have, because we're not used to it.
And what they don't realize, and what they found in Britain, is you've got to understand that all your targets, all your KPIs, nothing
Still have to
changes.
be
Nothing is
met.
moved.
You
Nothing is moved.
lose one day.
Yes, for sure. You can't
You're
spread
actually-
things out so
You're
much.
actually
Yeah.
losing one day.
Yeah. Hey, what's the model like in Australia? Because remember, we were talking about it for a little bit, right? When we were in Brisbane. The pace was nice, right? It's the pace, I think.
I think it's the society that's
I
a
think
lot,
so too.
It's
not
very
so
different.
dog eat dog. You know what I mean? Singapore, because there's so many
Because we want to be
foreigners
number
in-
one all the time, right?
We do,
so,
yeah,
so
yeah.
we have to obviously go above and beyond.
And we're very crowded because we're very small. Everybody wants to be here. So in Brisbane, Queensland, things are so much further apart.
that's
Things are so
true,
much
actually.
bigger.
And
So
I
cannot
always
compare.
love,
Yeah.
and I always love the Aussies. When you on any given weekday at 5:30,
It's done.
You drive around the suburbs, right? The playgrounds all full. The parents
Yeah.
are there with their kids.
Yeah.
Are playing. And it's
Yeah.
such nice work-life balance.
Because if it's overtime, you get it's overtime.
It's overtime,
You pay.
yeah. So
you
5
know.
o'clock they zip off and no. bring
Same
the
thing
kids
happened
on.
for my massage. She'd gone past 5 o'clock. She's like, okay, I'm done. And she walked out. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
because it's how they run their economy.
Yeah, it's a
We
very...
need a complete national mindset change to achieve that.
Yeah, which is
You know,
Yeah.
the
not gonna
whole
happen.
concept of my boss hasn't left, therefore I can't leave
And not just
needs
that.
to stop.
You get an email on the weekend and you feel
You can't.
you feel like you need to
You're
respond.
obliged to answer it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, happy
Coming-
Anzac Day, by the way.
Happy
Yes.
Anzac
To
Day. Yep.
Australia and New Zealand. Good morning.
Lie to me and make it better. Say we'll always be together. You and I will last forever. Ooh, la, la, la.
Jubel featuring Kiddo, Lie to Me on Kiss 92, all the great songs in one place. We've been speaking to Adrian Choo, the founder and CEO at Career Agility International. If you would like to get in touch with him via email, it's info@careeragility.org.
So what are your... Okay, FD looks like he has something to say.
Faith Lim has come up and said, foreigners who do not need to be in Singapore, do you think Singaporean employers can trust them?
Oh my goodness, wow.
I will say, how many of you who request to work from home
How can we trust
think
that
your
you're
boss
doing...
trusts you to work from home?
Yeah.
Because it's true.
There's no difference.
It's true. There's no difference.
Yeah. If the foreign person that I've employed is not working, I'll just fire him and
Fire-
hire somebody else.
Exactly.
You know, it's about like meeting the KPIs, right?
Yeah.
But to be fair, I've had this. I know this person who hired a programmer from somewhere else. Okay, and not from Singapore. Half the price,
Yeah.
but the productivity was 3 times as bad. So
3 times as bad, yeah.
So sometimes it cuts both ways.
It's
as well.
hit and miss, yeah.
yeah,
As
so-
with employees here
Yeah,
as well.
as with employees, yes.
Yeah.
It's the same everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Time to go. Do you have any last words?
Well, I think if you are thinking more about FWAs, working from home, all these things, go to the website. The website, Angel has posted it already, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go find out. For the avoidance of for the further avoidance of any doubt, just refer to the document. I sound like a lawyer now. And I think all the information's there. And if you have any questions, don't call me. call TAFEP up. Yes, the numbers
Yeah.
are all there. They are the experts. Give them a call, and if you call them up, tell them that Adrian sent you, so that they can be further blacklisted by them.
Oh my goodness. If you're listening to us on air right now, it's tal.sg/TAFEP. All the information is there.
Yeah. In the meantime, have a great weekend ahead, guys.
Thank you so much, Adrian. We were speaking to Adrian Choo, CEO and founder at Career Agility International. Stand by. Headline news and sports coming up in just a while. But right now, here's Zac Efron and Zendaya, who's looking really hot these days. Rewrite the Stars on Kiss 92.